All right, Ronan MMA, welcome back to the channel. Now, Anthony Smith has shown us yet again why, year on year, on paper, I am the most delusional fighter, quite possibly in the whole UFC. Skill for skill. Anthony Smith, dude, unbelievably delusional. I don't know if it's that he just has way too many yes men around him or what have you, but look, the guys over at Submission Radio had him on for an interview, talked about a whole host of things, his upcoming fight with Vitor Petrino, UFC 301, conversations with Glover about how to change your style as you age, which, considering we just saw Anthony Smith laid out by Khalil Roundtree for, I think, the first time in his entire career, probably a smart move. But also, of course, we had to ask about Alex Pereira because Anthony Smith is in the 205-pound light heavyweight division and somehow still resides inside that top 10, despite in the last 3 fucking years only beating Ryan Spann and Jimmy Crute, okay? And also, the way that he beat Ryan Spann the first time compared to the last time that he just did it, you can see a very clear decline, at the very least in my opinion, not only his physique, but his skills. Whether it's that the brain and the reaction time, they're just not lining up because of age, damage to the body, or what have you. But what he says when he gets asked about Alex Pereira, in my opinion, is completely and totally off the fucking wall and totally on brand for Anthony Smith. Again, dude, just proving year on year, year over year, pound for pound, skill for skill, on paper, most delusional fighter in this organization. So we're going to play that segment. Sake of transparency, I've got it sped up to 1.5 speed because Anthony Smith has this habit of using way too many words to express his feelings or his thoughts and what have you. So we'll get through it a little bit quicker that way.
Focused on Vitor. I know that you've had a really good camp and not looking at the belt, but I just got to quickly ask, Alex Pereira, as we finish up, he had a great performance against Jamal Hill. And I know you're the type of person that loves knowing that there's a challenge out there. Yeah, nothing against the previous champions at 205, but after John Jones, we really haven't had that champion.
Nothing against the previous champions at 205, considering, or pardon me, including the 40-year-old Glover that beat the ever-living fuck out of Anthony Smith, but we'll carry on.
And Glover Teixeira was a great champion, obviously. But we really haven't had that champion like...
I pause Andy there, my bad.
Alex Pereira since John Jones, where people are like, whoa, it's Alex Pereira. You know what I mean? That kind of dominant, powerful champion.
Like reigning, like he's reigning.
Yeah, exactly. How does it feel for you having that champion in the division? I know you're focused on your fight in Rio, but it must be exciting to know that, hey, this division's wide open, and this could be potentially the guy that I would fight for the belt, you know? Because I know you love a challenge.
Now, I'm just going to point this out. I understand that they're trying to be cordial and friendly and, express themselves in a non-confrontational way or what have you, right? But the division's not really wide open. We just had Yuri Prochazka have an incredible comeback performance against Alexander Rakic, okay? Who a lot of people thought he was going to lose to, including myself. We just had Jamal Hill get knocked out and then turn around on 9 weeks to face the guy that just fucked Anthony Smith up, right? We've got Magomed Ankalaev waiting in the wings. I understand that Jan Blachowicz is injured and what have you, but it's not really a wide open division, right? We've got Johnny Walker still ahead of Anthony Smith, who beat the shit out of Anthony Smith, but just got, destroyed by Magomed Ankalaev. So the division's not really that open because Anthony Smith has lost to quite a few people at the top of the division. There's a lot of people that deserve a title shot before Anthony Smith does, even if he were to win against Vitor Petrino. But it's just not really the case. And again, I don't understand how Smith is in the top 10 in the last 3 years, beating Spann and Jimmy Crute. What the fuck? Either way, dude. We'll continue.
Yeah, he's fun, and him and I have had our words back and forth. I don't think that there's any real beef there.
Okay.
But there's definitely something there with him and I where, given the opportunity, we both would jump on it. Like if I can put myself into a position where like, oh, holy shit, here we're on a little bit of a streak and things are going well, the timing works out, I think both of us would jump on that opportunity. And I don't know why that is.
I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I diminished every fucking thing about Alex Pereira every time he fights, okay? And started the quote-unquote beef that, by the way, nobody really fucking cares about, okay? This is not like an exciting rivalry where we're like, oh, that would be such a heated build-up and this and that and this and that. I feel like the vast majority of the fan base, when they hear the shit Anthony Smith says about Alex Pereira, we're just kind of like, yeah, okay, grandpa, like, it's one of those things, dude. Like, okay, dude, move on, okay? Like, no, I don't think anybody takes that seriously. And also, the only argument ever for Anthony Smith in facing off against Alex Pereira, despite the fact that he is seriously susceptible to leg kicks and his striking defense is clearly not all there anymore and what have you, was that Anthony Smith could potentially grapple him. Right now, I think, considering we have the example of the Ryan Spann fight, Anthony Smith, I think that he's declined in all aspects of his game. But again, you could, I guess, kind of in a way make an argument, well, Anthony Smith is much more skilled on the ground. He's submitted a lot of good guys and what have you. So maybe there is, in an alternate universe, he could potentially do that. So what is Anthony Smith's game plan going to be if he were to hypothetically, theoretically have a fight, or I'll just go full Justin Gaethje, dude, metaphorically, if he were to have a fight with Alex Pereira?
I don't know if it's, real recognizes real a little bit. Like,
I don't think it's real recognizes real. I think it's Alex Pereira was annoyed by you, who is now more an analyst and a podcaster than a fighter, talking shit on his skill set when he has done everything that you have wanted to do, with all due respect, has came in and in a matter of a few short years completely taken over the fucking sport, right? What Alex Pereira has been able to do in such a short amount of time is absolutely unbelievable. And by the way, I don't fault these guys for being envious, okay? It would be hard not to. What he has done, as I said, is incredible. The amount of time is insane. Yes, he was fast-tracked a little bit, but again, dude, the UFC can only do so much in that regard. They give you an opportunity. Okay, you have to make good on it. If Alex Pereira doesn't go out there and beat the guys that they put in front of him, the bigger and better opportunities for fighting for titles and all that good shit does not come, right? So I can understand being envious of him, but I don't think that it's real recognizes real. I think it's Alex Pereira was genuinely disrespected by the amount of shit that you talked, okay, on your podcast and your analyst show and what have you. Year over year, Alex Pereira he's not even that powerful, shit like that, right? Either way.
I'm one of the few guys probably that would really, I would step in the fire with him, and he knows that,
I'm one of the few guys that would step in the fire with him, and he knows that. Now, I'm just going to point this out. Every single one of his high-level fights, okay? So, fuck Andre Michailidis, fuck Bruno Silva, which, by the way, Bruno Silva did do this. They've all stepped into the fire with Alex Pereira. What happened to all of them? Right? What happened to all of them? Sean Strickland, knocked out. Israel Adesanya TKO'd in the 5th round. Now, Izzy went and got him back, but Israel Adesanya is 10 times the striker Anthony Smith could ever hope to be, okay? And I can't stand Israel Adesanya, but I will give him that, right? Yuri Prohaska. Jan Blachowicz is in my opinion, one of the best strikers in the UFC point blank period, okay? Yuri Prohaska, all these guys. Jan Blachowicz, unironically, is the only one smart enough to try and grapple with Alex Pereira, even though he has the best striking out of any of the guys he's competed against thus far, right? Jamal Hill, I'm going to knock him out. 3 minutes later, Jamal Hill's asleep on the canvas. You are not one of the only guys that would be willing to stand in the fire with him, okay? But you would be one of the many guys knocked the fuck out because of that, dude. You just got slept by Khalil Roundtree, who by the way is incredible, and I think he's very talented, very skilled, and a very powerful individual. But imagine, I don't think he's on Alex Pereira's level in terms of striking at all, and I'm talking about Khalil Roundtree now. But Jesus Christ, dude, you're gonna stand in the pocket and trade with Alex Pereira? Do you think that's a good idea, dude? What the fuck? The delusion is insane, and it's kind of impressive, dude. I'm gonna give him his props to be this unbelievably delusional. There's a fine line between confidence and delusional. And I understand that none of these guys are going to come on here and be like, oh yeah, he'd kick my fucking ass. Right? But to be like, yeah, I'm going to stand in the pocket and trade with him. No, the fuck you wouldn't, Anthony Smith. You'd be shooting for double legs so fast, you wouldn't even know. And your leg would already be screwed by that time anyways. But let's continue.
Is Uncle Live going to stand in the pocket and trade with Alex Pereira and really play that game? Probably not. You know what I mean? Which is probably the worst matchup in the division for not just Pereira, but him and fucking everybody else.
Yeah. Then a quick little sidetrack talking about Magomed Ankalaev as the boogeyman.
That guy's kind of the boogeyman just floating around out there. But yeah, I like it. I like it, having this having a little bit of stability in the division. I'm not going to lie, Jamal, is a friend of mine, so it would have been nice.
Okay. And then he goes on to talk about how he kind of wishes Jamal Hill would have gotten his title back and this and that and this and that. But I just found it absolutely fucking insane that somebody like Anthony Smith, who's coming off of a knockout loss, who is completely and totally blaming the short notice, by the way, even though we've had pretty clear evidence of his skills just diminishing over time, which, look, dude, it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. I just wish that there would be somebody to tell Anthony Smith, maybe don't do that. Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe it's his way of trying to bait him into it or what have you, but it's insane to me that he thinks, dude, Anthony Smith, I feel like thinks he's way more famous than he is. He thinks even on a fucking real shaky, 1-3 in his last 4 type shit, can go in there, get a win over, Vitor Petrino, and then God knows who, what. A lot of the top guys have beaten you already, but walk into a title shot. There are so many clear contenders ahead of you, my guy. Yuri Proska deserves a title shot before you do. A rematch at Alex Pereira. Jamal Hill, if he goes out there and beats Khalil Roundtree, absolutely deserves one over you. Magomed Ankalaev deserves one over fucking everybody. Okay? Stand in the pocket and trade with him. This fucking guy. Jesus Christ. I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to say. He's out to lunch. This fucking dude, you know? Out to fucking lunch. Anyways, dude, like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.